Let's go back to our top story on the Turkish ministers' resignations. We're hearing that 2 ministers have now resigned. İşil Sarıuçe joins us with the latest from Istanbul to tell us, İşil, what the ministers are saying about their resignation.
It's a busy and important morning in Istanbul because, as you already mentioned, 2 of the ministers resigned from the cabinet, and their sons were involved in a corruption probe which erupted last week. Their sons were among 24 high-level people who were under investigation, and the minister, economy minister Zafer Çağlayan, who resigned, designed the probe as a dirty setup. He said, "I have resigned from my post of economy minister to help the truth come out," and he said he wanted to foil this ugly plot, which he said impacted my child and my close working colleagues. And in fact, it was an unexpected step because since the corruption erupted last week, Prime Minister Recep Tayyip Erdogan was quite defiant. He was coming from Pakistan last night, and he welcomed by cheerful crowds. And he said, in the airport, he said, "I am standing with my ministers." But also there were calls from the public for the ministers to resign because, for example, Interior Minister, who was one of the ministers which resigned already, is on top of the police department, who is in charge of that investigation, and people were saying that it would shed a shadow on the investigation. And I have to mention that the resignations came 8 days later since the investigation erupted. So the interior minister already reassigned or more than 100 police who were in charge of that investigation.
Right.
And some people at least think that it's already a bit late for the ministers to resign.
Okay, İşil, thank you. That's İşil Sarıuçe reporting from Istanbul on the resignation of 2 ministers from the government.